Alright, let's get right into this thing. Charvel Nova, 7-string Angel Vivaldi signature. Let's start from the neck and make our way to the body. So, first thing that everybody's been asking about is, let's see if I can get the angle right, these tuners. Where's it at? Dang it, come on. How about this? There you go, these tuners. There's been a lot of controversy as far as people wondering if they're going to be able to stay in tune with it being a floating tremolo system. Honestly, I haven't had any problem with it. I may have to retune every 8 or 9 songs just by an eighth of a step. Now, it holds tune great. Next, onto the neck. Maple fretboard. Maple neck as far as I know. Compound radius as well. Up here, whenever you're doing tapping, you're really going to feel how flat it is. There's not much arch. And I guess also when I'm saying all these things, I'm going to lay out all the good things and the bad things. And then I'll get to how I was able to make this practically my dream guitar. I'll do that near the end. But anyways, for this guy, I've got a Telecaster and I play a lot of country with chicken picking. And chicken picking on this thing is really hard to do. One of the reasons for it is that imagine the strings are very flat. Whenever you're chicken picking, actually I'll have my pick here, you have to put your finger in between the strings and then pluck it. But I've got a Telecaster that has a lot of arch. It's a whole lot easier to chicken pick that because with that arch it's easier to reach each of the individual strings as opposed to finding the gap and then going for it. With the arch it's much easier to pick, so there's not much of an arch here. This, holy cow, the sculpted out bottom horn. I'm 6'3" and I've got big hands. This thing, can I get that? Here, check this out. Play bar chords, what is that, 17? 17th fret bar chords, go 18, about 19 is about as far as I can go. That's insane. You can see how much it's sculpted out from the back as well. The body right here is fully sculpted, so you'd be able to, your hand and wrist are able to slide in there and grab anything and everything. And it's so nice not having that bottom horn dig into your wrist. Man, that's great. Next, I've seen a bunch of things saying one is a tone zone, one is an Air Norton. I've seen one where both of these are Air Nortons, so I'm just going to cover my bases and say that both of these guys, the pickups are DiMarzio. DiMarzio's awesome, and I love these guys. And with this being a Stratocaster body, and what's the retail price on it? Almost $1,200, $1,300. Part of me is thinking, am I going to be able to get this and be able to have a Stratocaster type sounding guitar? The answer is yes. It's got a 5-way switch, which, shoot, I can't remember the way they're wired as far as wiring the inner coils parallel and then the inner coils series, and then going fully bridge pickup, fully neck pickup. I can't remember exactly which one. But anyways, I think I called this the bridge earlier. Sorry. Neck. But anyways, I'm going to give a little sound. This is here's a sound test. So this is my metal lead. And I'm going to show you which pickup settings there are so you know which ones. So, and also, whenever you are on the neck pickup, it picks up harmonics amazingly. You don't only have to go to normally you go to the bridge pickup to pick up harmonics, but you can go to the neck pickup and it picks them up great. But anyways, let me give you a little sound test. This is my metal lead, and pickup selector. clean. Let's choose a clean setting. Okay, here's my clean setting. And if anybody wants a Stratocaster, a 7-string with tremolo Stratocaster, and is a big fan of Eric Johnson like myself, here's my Strat setting for what this would sound like. Here I'm going to exhibit the knob in, I don't know, what would you call that, 2nd position and 4th position. Actually, no, I'll just go through all 5. Doesn't hurt hearing them all. Strat sound. There's a little bit of a buzz on this. That's because the projector in the basement emits a sound, and combined with my computer right here, you get a little bit of a hum. So this may not come with your guitar. For instance, put it close to my computer, can't really hear a hum. Put it away, no hum. So either way. Let's see, what else? I was going to mention something. Oh, so say the selector settings are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2 and 4, which give that signature Stratocaster sound, they're just a hair quieter than selections 1, 3, and 5. So 2 and 4 are the Strat sounds, and they're just a hair quieter, which really comes in handy whenever you're playing behind somebody and you don't want to go to your pedal or volume knob and turn up or anything like that. You want to have a control over how much you're actually going to turn up. That setting is actually going to be really nice for that. For instance, all right, let's go with a Satch distortion. That's in selection 2, and then going to 1. let's see, what is next? That's enough about the pickups. The overall weight of the body, it's nice. I've got another 7-string Ibanez iron label, and that thing's like carrying a brick. Another thing that thing has is a 27 inch scale neck, and with a 27 inch, being able to play, say, like a C9 chord on the low B string, playing that thing on that is almost the equivalent as this, and I got to get my elbow all the way down here to be able to stretch. But since this is a 25.5 inch scale, it's a little bit shorter, it's a whole lot easier, and I don't feel like I'm going to get carpal tunnel whenever I'm double tracking rhythm guitars with that stretch. So that's really nice. Onto the bridge. This bridge may not be for everybody. I love it. Some bridges, whenever you press your the side of your palm against it to mute it, it immediately throws the bridge out of tune. So instead of you playing this string, you'll be playing. It's awful. This thing is really tight. When I say tight, I mean there's about 4 or 5 steps, step range that it can go from. So for instance, here I'm just going to go on the E string 12th fret. So there's an E. When it's completely dumped, it goes about down to a C sharp. So that would be a minor third. So for instance, it's going to go here to here. A little on the sharp side of that, but a little on the sharp side of that. There's not much, you can't fully, here, check it out. I fully depress the thing, there's still string tension. It's not like some floating tremolos that when you dump it, it just turns the strings into utter slop. There's a limit to it, but you still get good dive bombs. Oh. And then whenever you go up with it, it only goes up maybe a minor second, a flat minor second. So it's going to go from E string, 12th fret, on E, and it's going to go up to F. That's all there is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty much the gap that the tremolo will cover. Not much, but at the same time, you're still able to use it. You're able to press down on it, and it's great. Now, I guess when it comes to this guitar, when it came with 9-gauge strings on it, super loose. I gotta have a little bit more tension on my strings. So I ended up making some modifications to this guy, and within 2 days, it went in from a really, really nice guitar to my ultimate dream guitar that I cannot put down. So I put on 10s on this. I think I got Ernie Ball Cobalt regular slinkies on these guys. Regular Slinky 7, technically. But since it had more tension on the strings than what 9s did, it threw off the tremolo. So I had to change that guy. So what I ended up doing was I got the back off already. It does come with a back plate. But anyways, I got noiseless, I think they were Ernie Ball. No, they were Floyd Rose springs, and then this was the normal spring that came in it. They came with 3 springs originally, but the other 2 I took out and put in these noiseless Floyd Roses. So that's my setting. I guess, yep, this would be the bottom. We got 10s on here, and here's where it got really creative. The action when I originally got it, the action was not insanely low, and I like a low action. It was a little bit higher, and I I wasn't a fan of that. So what I ended up doing, I went to the hardware store and I got a little bit of this. Red oak 3/4 inch real wood veneer edging. Veneer. This stuff. And it literally, it's just this stuff. I ended up breaking the stuff off into little bits like this, and I fit 3 of them inside the neck pocket. I unbolted the neck, fit them inside the neck pocket, and actually you can see I've got 2 in there, and then screwed it back down as much as I could, and readjusted the Floyd Rose, restrung it, and now the action I think is 4/64 right now. 4/64 or 3/60, as close as you can get. But either way, I'll let you take a look at it. I don't know if you can see, but the action is just amazing. No buzz outs, fretting out, should I say. No buzzing frets, no nothing. It's perfect. Could not be better. Didn't have to adjust the truss rod at all. I did adjust the pickup height, because with passive pickups, which these DiMarzios are, whether they're Air Norton or Tone Zone, it's still passive. These guys, I got these guys down to 4/64 to the string. They were a little far off. I brought them up to 4/64 because that's pretty optimal for you to get the most out of the pickup. So got 4/64 there. Shoot. And then what else? Did I do any? I don't think I did any other changing. I got it. Swapped the springs out. Oh, the springs. Floyd Rose noiseless springs. They say they're noiseless. They were just, and I thought these aren't noiseless at all. So, thanks to Gear Gods and Trey Xavier, I got one really awesome trick from him. And that was get a little bit of toilet paper and put it inside here. And now the springs, as I depress them, actually, let me make sure the volume's on so you can even hear it through the, if the pickups were to pick up any of the springs. Okay, we're on. Check this out. Tell me how noisy these are. It's perfect. And whenever you're playing, you can't hear that. So, I was able to do that, and I'm still learning the whammy bar. I'm not that good with it. I'm still learning this guitar. I got it a week ago. So I'm not perfect with it, so don't judge my playing too much. But, honestly, this turned into my dream guitar, and I am going to go over to the Quad Cities in Iowa, Davenport, and there's one guy from Shoemaker Guitars, and he's going to end up redoing the finish for me to almost like a natural wood. Sorry, Angel, I'm just not a fan of sage green. If it was darker green and gold, that'd be John Deere, yeah. But I'm going to go with a natural finish, and with the gold hardware, I think it'll look pretty cool. But, yeah, and fun fact, whenever you do that, if you ever have somebody do the restaining for you, start with sandpaper start with 80 grit, about 80 grit sandpaper. Take everything apart. Take the whole guitar apart, regardless if you love it or not. Take everything apart, even the neck, even the headstock, and start sanding at about 40 grit and then move all the way down. No, 80 grit. Start at 80 grit and then move all the way down to about 400 grit. And that'll give you the smoothest baby bottom finish, and then send it off to the guy who you want restaining it. He'll restain it for you, and the estimate that I got was between $200 and $300. I thought, for my dream guitar, which this has become, $200 to $300 for this thing to look good for the rest of my life, take my money. But yeah, this will probably be the last guitar I buy. I've got quite an arsenal. Either way, this thing, it's so diverse, so diverse. The fact that you're able to have Stratocaster sounds, metal sounds, really nice, peaceful sounds. I play at church, and I plan on playing this. And then whenever I play live metal, I plan on playing this. It's just so awesome. And Angel knew what he was doing when he designed it, that's for sure. Yeah, this thing's fantastic. I'm going to try to make a mix now. Yeah, let's play a full song with this thing, and I'll show you what she's got.